Can someone with the spirit of Jezebel be identified? And if so, how is it discerned, or how can it be identified? Yes, there are quite a few factors. In fact, I should present them all, because Jezebel is an entity, or that spirit itself that is in Jezebel, an entity that has so much control today and is given so much prominence in the media, promoting it as the way to be a true woman. This makes it difficult for many women to recognize the difference, and when the characteristics are discussed, they are things that they want or are already doing, so they can feel very offended. This is also part of what is promoted today, that everyone gets offended. So it is important to understand that there are many details, and different times can manifest in the same person, or the person may try to hide them very well, because this is one of the things that Jezebel does very well. She likes to infiltrate churches to disarm them, and not necessarily does the person do this consciously, but they may be influenced by that spirit. She enters a ministry, seeks to be with the leaders, with the pastor, or something similar, or causes division through gossip, or usually by causing men to fall. This often makes them vain. They talk too much, although I repeat, they can act well. However, it seems to me, and I say this from the time something similar has presented itself near the congregation, that they often have a very noticeable attitude of wanting to appear sweet, pure, and religious, basically, or holy. What many would normally say is that they spiritualize things. That is why the scripture says, the one who claims to be a prophet. Many times they place themselves above others, assume a leadership position without being given one, or without truly having it. They impose themselves, whether among the women who grant them that, or even try to infiltrate the congregation to change things, divide, and destroy. These are the characteristics that are most commonly observed. But with what I say it tries to do, I hope you can analyze more or less the characteristics, how these characteristics can manifest in a person, in this case in a woman, although it can actually also happen in men, but it is more common in women, and it is meant to destroy the congregation, the ministry, the leader. The head does not respect authority, even if it acts as if it does for a time. And if it's good, just in case, I recommend you read the letter to Thyatira, which talks about how someone claims to be a prophetess, and there are people who give space to that spirit in a person, and are deceived by the attitude of that person who pretends to be very, I repeat, the word holy. I hope that clarifies what I mean. In fact, as I mentioned, Jezebel means the Virgin of the Lord. It is one of the translations given to it, the Virgin of the Lord. So, to give you an idea, remember how they have portrayed Mary, whom they call the Virgin of the Lord, and I don't necessarily mean in the literal painting, but in the image they have tried to give of her, which many Catholic women have tried to copy for decades, resulting in a face, a mask they put on for the public, making themselves look very, very holy, thinking that purity lies in appearances, or in looking very sad, or in being bitter, or in walking, as I have said, with that victim spirit. That's why I said earlier that we need to know how to analyze, because the manifestation of the spirit can be very blatant, with a lot of vanity and sensuality, but it can also pass itself off as very, very religious, very, very pure, very, very holy, because as I repeat, it is called by that name Jezebel, the Virgin of the Lord. Then she acts very virtuous, but in reality seeks the opposite, which is why she is actually called the Great Harlot. This also indicates that she promotes idolatry in one way or another, not necessarily through images, but she promotes idolatry, error, following what is not, following creation, following lust, and promotes confusion like wine. And as I said, it is now in Revelation when it talks about Thyatira. We recently read a bit about Elizabeth, but it is also the same spirit, Keelan, which I have also spoken about at another time.